You know, because a lot of the gays definitely were touched at church and on a church convention or a retreat, and you know what I mean, all this kind of stuff.
Scandal erupted when 4 young men filed lawsuits accusing Bishop Eddie Long of sexual misconduct. His lifestyle was a focal point of the suits, which accused him of persuading the men to have sexual relationships with him in exchange for trips, clothes, and cars. The case was later settled for approximately $15 million.
Do you think sexuality is instinctive, it's how we're wired, or do you think it's a choice or a decision?
In 1992, Jet magazine published James Cleveland infected LA youth with HIV, $9 million lawsuit claims, which detailed how the Chicago-born gospel musician had not only allegedly sexually abused his foster son, Christopher B. Harris, but had also given him the HIV/AIDS virus. According to HRC, 44% of lesbians and 61% of bisexual women experience rape, physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner. 26% of gay men and 37% of bisexual men experience rape, physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner. 46% of bisexual women have been raped. 22% of bisexual women have been raped. 40% of gay men and 47% of bisexual men have experienced sexual violence other than rape. Within the LGBTQ community, transgender people and bisexual women face the most alarming rates of sexual violence. Among both of these populations, sexual violence begins early, often during childhood.
Like I have a cousin, I've shared this story before. I believe she was born heterosexual, but then she was raped by a group of men. And for a period of her life, she started dating women. But then she went back to dating men because I think inherently, I think she was heterosexual. I believe that there's a point where we have to unlearn stuff that we were taught. You know what I mean? You have to separate the things that we were taught to believe to be true from what we know to be true for ourselves. I had this idea to do this conversation. I'm calling it Telling Our Stories.
A conversation with Black queer men and women.
Straight Black person that's been shot or killed. The entire Black community is expected to show up on the front lines. But when a Black, queer person, trans, gay, whatever, is killed, the Black community as a whole isn't necessarily showing up.
Subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode.